Hi, welcome to Managing Anxiety. So, whether you've just begun a period of unemployment or whether it's been going on for quite some time, anxiety, some degree of fear of the consequences, the implications, is almost inevitable. Of course, we don't like the way that it feels. Of course, we'd rather we didn't feel that way. And yet, it's natural to feel that way. Everyone feels that way. And it's more important, actually, that we can find a way of working with it, understanding it, and maybe even starting to go beyond it. So, this particular exercise is designed to allow us to step out of that thinking mind. When we see the mind going down that road of anxiety, rather than just following it and going down that way, this allows us to sort of step out of it. When we feel the emotion of anxiety beginning to build in the body, it allows us to step out of that feeling, almost sort of cutting the loop, if you like. So obviously this one exercise isn't going to change everything. And at the end of the exercise, I'm going to be recommending a couple of courses you might like to check out. But it will hopefully introduce you to the idea that it is possible to step out of that anxious thinking. So we're going to start with our eyes open. So a nice soft focus, just aware of the space around you. So not looking at one particular thing, but just a soft focus, aware of the colors and the shapes around you. And just maintaining that soft focus, just taking a couple of big deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, and sense of the lungs filling with air as you breathe out, just noticing how the muscles in the body soften as you breathe out. Just one more time, breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out this time, just gently closing the eyes and just allowing the body to sink down, allowing the weight of the body to press down into the seat or the floor below you. So take just a moment to pause to allow the body and the mind time to settle. Don't worry if the mind is still very active, with a lot of thoughts. For now, just allow those thoughts to come and go. Take a moment to check in with the body. Notice if the body's feeling perhaps a little restless or still today. Whether there's a feeling of heaviness or lightness in the body today. And just slowly becoming more aware of the breath. So in this time, we don't have to breathe in any special way. Just allow the body to breathe in its own natural rhythm. Just notice which parts of the body move with that rising and falling sensation. So it might be in the chest, diaphragm, the stomach. We're just settling the mind on that movement. And in particular, the out breath, so the exhalation. So still aware of the in breath, but really focusing on the out breath. Following it to the end each time. So we're going to stay with this sensation. But from time to time, the mind's going to wander off. It's inevitable that it will do. In that moment, when you see the thought, it doesn't matter what the thinking's about. I just like you to note it or label it as thinking. But very gently, it's kind of, oh yeah, thinking. You let it go. You come back to the breath again. So just creating that little bit of space between ourselves and the thoughts. Just resting the attention with the breath. No need to try and note and label every thought. It's only when we get distracted, only when we realize we've been caught up in thought, that we just note it, thinking, let it go, and come back to the breath again. If it's a physical sensation that distracts you, prefer you can note it as feeling, but in just the same way. So yeah, feeling. You let it go, come back to the breath again. So normally we get very caught up in our thoughts, in our feelings, our physical sensations. This is an opportunity just to recognize that happening, to acknowledge it, to step out of it, and to come back to the breath again. And now, though, just taking a moment, you can let go of any focus on the breath, just allowing the mind to do whatever it wants to do for a few seconds. If it's been waiting to think, you can let it think now. And then just gently bringing the attention back to the body, back to the sounds around you. And whenever you're ready, just gently opening the eyes again. So take a moment just to notice how the body and the mind feel. Just reminding yourself the importance of needing to come back and do this multiple times to experience that benefit and also to deepen that benefit. As I said at the beginning, this isn't an exercise that immediately changes everything, but it is an exercise that can genuinely transform the relationship you have with your thinking. Whether it's during an exercise like this or during everyday life, it can really, really make a big difference. It sounds like such a simple thing, but in noting it, in labeling it, we begin to see the routes that the mind takes. We begin to see those patterns, and we start to have the opportunity and the choice not to go down that same route, to step out of it and to be more present. But I'd recommend, if you're experiencing some anxiety, that certainly you check out the basics course, but also you might like to check out the stress pack and also the managing anxiety course. All of these will help give you a really good foundation for how to understand anxiety in a different way. Not how to get rid of it. We'll never get rid of it. It's not about getting rid of it. It's how do we change our relationship with it so that we can be clearer day to day, and so that we can experience a greater sense of calm throughout this journey, whatever it may hold for us. Hope you found that helpful today, and I look forward to seeing you back here soon.